It's going down.
Right here at Yes Media Academy Radio. The rhythm goes on. We raise the roof all day, every day.
Good morning to you all there, and thanks for joining us on the newspaper review coming in from Yes Ma Radio, the First Media Academy Radio. It is a beautiful day. Today is the 6th day in the month of July 2020, and I welcome us all on behalf of the Group Managing Director, Management and Staff of Yes Ma Radio. We are transmitting live from Yemi Shonde Media House, Yemi Shonde Crescent Felele, right here in the city. My name is Olatunde Idowu, and I'm not alone. As usual, whenever the snail moves, it drags its shell with it. I'd like to welcome the Gracie Grace to this program as well.
Good morning. My name is Inioluwa Akintayo.
Yeah.
It's good to have you here.
Maybe because I love to call the grace aspect of it. Welcome on board once again. Let's check out some of the headlines from the newspapers that we have. With me, I have the Nation newspaper, and I have the Nation newspaper, the Vanguard, and Tribune.
With me, I have the Punch newspaper.
Let's check out some of the headlines making the rounds this morning from the Nigerian Tribune. Nigeria records 544 new cases of COVID-19, totaling 28,711, with those discharged at 11,666 and deaths rising to 645.
On the front page of the Punch newspaper, APC power blocks shift battle to parties' control to states, with rider Zamfara, Ondo, Imo wearing groups defy Buhari's order to withdraw suits, party to revisit membership register, weed out former recent defectors' names.
And still staying with the Nigerian Tribune, Ajimobi's family deliberately denied me entry, says Oyo Deputy Governor. With the rider, my ADC was manhandled, he says. You can check that from the Tribune. We'll bring you full details.
Still on the front page of the Punch newspaper, try me if my alleged link with Hush Puppy is proved, says Dogara. The full story of this is on the page 13 of the Punch newspaper.
And from the Nigerian Tribune, pump price increase. Southwest Ipman threatens strike. Pump price increase. Southwest Ipman threatens strike. The full story will be bringing it to you. It's inside the pages of the Nigerian Tribune.
Ngige approved 3.4 billion naira NSITF training fund, says management. Ngige approved 3.4 billion naira NSITF training fund, says management. We have the full details of this story on page 39 of the Punch newspaper.
Troops capture 2 wives of Boko Haram commander in Adamawa. That's credited to the defense headquarters. We'll bring you the full details in a short while.
Wadume, killer soldiers can't face terrorism charge before court-martial, says Falano. The full details of this story is on the 11th page of the Punch newspaper. And
to some politics, PDP inaugurates Edo Governorship National Campaign Council Tuesday. The story is inside the pages of the Vanguard newspaper.
And on page 9 of the Punch newspaper, COVID-19 kills NCDC supervisor, task force vice chair, ex-Lasimra boss.
And still staying with the Vanguard newspaper and staying with Hush Puppy at this point. Hush Puppy, APC irresponsible, reckless. That's credited to the PDP. We'll bring you full details in a short while.
632 students fail bar exams, says law school.
Okay, let's get down to the business of the morning. We have all the newspapers ready, and let's bring you the stories right about now. I'll take my first story from the Nigerian Tribune with the headline, Nigeria records 544 new cases of COVID-19. Total now 28,711. Nigeria's coronavirus COVID-19 cases as of Friday increased to 28,711 as 544 new infections were announced by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC. The NCDC disclosed this on its verified Twitter handle. It also said that 199 of the new infections were from Lagos State. On the 5th of July 2020, 544 new cases and 11 deaths were recorded in Nigeria. No new state has reported a case in the last 24 hours. Till date, 28,711 cases have been confirmed. 11,665 cases have been discharged and 645 deaths have been recorded in 35 states and the Federal Capital Territory. Nigeria records 544 new cases of COVID-19. Total now 28,711. The details is found from the Nigerian Tribune.
I take my first story from the Punch newspaper. Power blocks in the All Progressives Congress have shifted the battle for the control of the party to state chapters ahead of their states, local governments and ward congresses. Investigations show that since the APC National Executive Committee at its June 25 meeting announced the plan to hold the congresses, opposing forces had been wooing members with a view to ensuring that their loyalists emerged as officials of the party. Some of the power blocks in state chapters are loyal to the Adams Oshiomhole-led National Working Committee, which was sacked by the NEC, while others are opposed to it. As state chapters prepared for the congresses, there were indications on Sunday that the APC was planning to update its membership register with a view to weeding out names of individuals who had left the party. APC power blocks shift battle for party's control to states. Full details of that on page 2 of the Punch newspaper.
And from the Vanguard newspaper for today, attack on UN helicopter won't go without consequences. That's credited to President Muhammadu Buhari. President Muhammadu Buhari has assured the international community and Nigerians that the latest cowardly attack on a UN helicopter, which claimed the life of 2 people, including a 5-year-old baby, will not go without severe consequences. President Buhari, who condemned what he called the dastardly attack on UN aid helicopter in the northeast on Saturday by the Boko Haram terrorists, said the group was on the back foot and their increasing attacks on innocent civilians, including UN humanitarian workers, was part of their desperation to prove that they are strong in order to cover up their dwindling fortunes. In a statement issued by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Malam Garba Shehu in Abuja last night, the President said that the Boko Haram elements have been under intense pressure from the military. Let me give you the headline once again. Attack on UN helicopter won't go without consequences. That's credited to President Muhammadu Buhari and is found from the Vanguard newspaper.
Still with the Punch newspaper, the immediate past Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, has said if the All Progressives Congress APC can establish the link between him and suspected international fraudster Ramon Abbas, aka Hush Puppy, he will be ready to stand trial. Dogara of the People's Democratic Party, who is still a member of the House, said this in a reaction to a statement by the APC Deputy Publicity Secretary, Yakini Nabena, which demanded the probe of some PDP leaders, including the past immediate president of the Senate, Bukola Saraki, former vice president and PDP's 2019 presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, and Senator Dino Melaye, among others, over their alleged romance with Abbas. Dogara reacted to the allegation in a statement issued by his media aide, Turaki Hassan, titled The Fatuous and Infantile Statement by the Smell Fungus, called Yakini Nabena. Try me if my alleged link with Hush Puppy is proved, says Dogara.
Ajimobi's Fidel family denies Oyo deputy governor access. There was a mild drama yesterday as the deputy governor for your state, Rafiu Olaniyan, was denied access to the 8th-day Fidel prayer of former governor of the state, Senator Abiola Ajimobi, who died of COVID-19 complications at a hospital in Lagos last month. The deputy governor who led the delegation, including the head of service, Elijah Amidat Agbola, and the commissioner for lands, Abiodun Abdurrahim, were prevented from gaining access to the Oluyole residence of the late former governor. It was gathered that security details attached to the venue of the Fidel were said to have resisted efforts, which almost led to an open confrontation with security details attached to the deputy governor. Olaniyan, it was guarded, left after making frantic calls to people believed to be close to the family. But in a swift reaction, Bolaji Tunji, the spokesperson to the late Ajimobi, stated that the family was not aware of the deputy governor's attendance to the prayer. Tunji, in a statement, said, and I quote, "There is the need to clarify the believed presence of the Deputy Governor for your state, Engineer Rauf Olaniyan, at the 8th-day Fidel of late Senator Biola Ajimobi, the immediate past governor for your state. The Deputy Governor arrived after the prayer had started. The event was strictly a family affair. There was a need to comply with the COVID-19 protocol as established by NCDC, which includes social distancing, not more than 30 people in a place and seats arranged accordingly, after which the gate was shut. No one was aware that the deputy governor was coming, as neither the advance team nor the protocol informed us." End of quote. Ajimobi's Fidel family denies Oyo deputy governor access. The Vanguard has that story.
Ngige approved 3.4 billion naira NSITF training fund, says management. The embattled former management of the Nigeria Social Insurance Trust Fund, NSITF, has said all training, contracts and rehabilitation it carried out received approvals of the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment and the National Assembly. Ngige last week suspended the NSITF Managing Director, Adebayo Shumefun, and some members of his executive for allegedly lavishing 3.4 billion naira on non-existent staff training split into about 196 different consultancy contracts in order to evade the Ministerial Tenders Board and Federal Executive Council approvals. Ngige also accused the management of financial infractions and procurement breaches.
APC inaugurates campaign cancel for Edo poll today. You can get it from the Nation newspaper. A 49-member Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje led high-level national campaign council of the All Progressive Congress APC for the September 19 Edo governorship election will be inaugurated today. The national chairman of the caretaker Extraordinary National Convention Planning Committee of the party, Governor Mai Mala Buni, will conduct the ceremony slated for noon at the National Secretariat of the party in Abuja. The constitution of the council, which has 4 other governors, the deputy senate president, and 2 former national chairmen of the party, amongst others, as members, was approved last Wednesday by the caretaker committee chairman. On the list of the committee released by the Deputy National Publicity Secretary Yekini Nabena, Imo State Governor Hope Uzodima, who supervised the primary election on June 22nd, is to serve as Deputy Chairman, and Abbas Braimo as Secretary of the Campaign Council. Others are Deputy Senate President Ovie Omo Agege, Gombe State Governor Inwa Yaya, Kogi State Governor Yaya Bello, and Lagos State Governor Babatunde Sanwo-Olu. 3 former governorship aspirants, Dr. Pius Odubu, Chris Ogeni-Wonye, and Osaro Obaze, who stepped down for the standard bearer, Pastor Osage Izeyamu, are also in the council. APC inaugurates campaign council for Edo poll today. The Nation newspaper has the story.
Still reading from the Punch newspaper. Killer soldiers can't face terrorism charge before court-martial, says Falano. Human rights lawyer Mr. Femi Falano, SAN, on Sunday faulted the claim that soldiers who allegedly killed 3 policemen to free a kidnapped kingpin in Taraba State last year must first be tried at military court before they could be prosecuted in the civil courts. Falano, in a statement, said contrary to the claim by the Attorney General of the Federation, Mr. Abubakar Malami, SAN, the General Court-Martial lacked jurisdiction to entertain the case of terrorism which the 10 soldiers were accused of committing against the slain policemen. He added that by virtue of Section 287, subsection 3 of the Nigerian Constitution, Malami was duty-bound to enforce the valid and subsisting order issued by the Federal High Court in Abuja on March 16, 2020, compelling the Chief of Army Staff, Tukur Buratai, to produce the 10 indicted soldiers for trial. Malami has been fiercely criticized for sparing the 10 soldiers led by Captain Tijani Balarabe, indicted for killing the policemen who were conveying the kidnapped suspect Bala Hamisu alias Wadume from Ibi, Taraba State to Abuja on August 6, 2019.
Treat rapists as criminals. Anglican Communion tells federal government. That story is found from the Vanguard newspaper. The Church of Nigeria, Anglican Communion, province of the Niger Diocese of Niger West, has called on the federal government and the Nigerian judiciary to treat rapists as criminals. The diocese, in the bishop's charge delivered by the Bishop of Niger West, Right Reverend Johnson Ekwe, to the first session of the fourth synod at St. Peter's Church, Aguleri, specifically called on the Nigerian judges to be hard on rapists. The federal government and the Nigerian judiciary, particularly Nigerian judges, should come hard on rapists and treat them like criminals. The diocese described rape as a conscious process of intimidation where perpetrators keep women and children, especially, in a state of constant fear. Rape devalues the victim. It is a crime which stigmatizes the emotion, a crime of insult, oppression, and revenge that needs to be punished because rapists are criminals and all crimes and their beneficiaries must be punished. Treat rapists as criminals. Anglican Communion tells federal government. A story. You can find full details from the Vanguard newspaper.
COVID-19 kills NCDC Supervisor, Task Force Vice Chair, Lasimra Boss. A supervisor posted to Zamfara State by the Nigeria Center for the Disease Control, Dr. J.J. Shalanga, has died of COVID-19. Shalanga had been in the state since the beginning of the spread of the disease 3 months ago. According to the Commissioner for Health, Alhaji Yaya Kanuma, Shalanga fell ill and was rushed to the Yariman Bakura Specialist Hospital, Gusau, but died before reaching the hospital. The commissioner said when his samples were tested, it was discovered that he died of coronavirus. Also, the vice chairman of the Benue State Action Committee on COVID-19, Prof. Godwin Achinge, has died of coronavirus complications. A member of the committee on Sunday said Achinge, who had earlier tested positive for the virus, died on Sunday at an undisclosed hospital in Jos Plateau State. In the same vein, a former general manager of the Lagos State Infrastructure Maintenance and Regulatory Agency, LASIMRA, Chief Jide Odekunle, is dead. It was learned that Odekunle, who served under former Governor Akinwumi Ambode's administration, died of COVID-19 complications. He was said to have been treated at the Onikon Isolation Center, where he died on Saturday. The special advisor to the president on political matters, Babafemi Ojudu, confirmed this in a post on Facebook. COVID-19 kills NCDC Supervisor, Task Force Vice Chair, Lasimra Boss. For full details of this, you have it on page 9 of the Punch newspaper.
The COVID-19 issue is really scary, and it is absolutely so real. And,
very real.
I just hope all the people at the front, NHIS workers and everyone doing one thing or the other to see that they can bring this down. May God Almighty give you the best brains, because at this point it's becoming unbecoming.
It's becoming unbecoming, exactly.
Still with us right here, it's still the newspaper review coming to you from Yesma Radio, the first media academy radio. I'll take my next story from the Vanguard newspaper, and it says, factions in APC might break it to pieces if, that's credited to Galadima. Alhaji Buba Galadima, one of the 9 signatories to the merger agreement between the 3 political parties that came together with a faction of All Progressive Grand Alliance, APGA, CPC, All Nigeria People's Party, ANPP, and Action Congress of Nigeria, ACN, to form the All Progressive Congress, APC, in 2014, has spoken on how factions might end up breaking APC into pieces. Galadima, who spoke as a former insider in APC on the crisis rocking the ruling party at the federal level, said unless extreme care is taken and a lot of wisdom is applied, the APC will blow into pieces. The crisis that has seen the dissolution of the Oshiomhole leadership and the inauguration of a caretaker committee to produce a new executive through a national convention in 6 months has also seen the division of the party into factions. He said, and I quote, "They are now divided into 3 factions. One of the factions is also divided into 3 sub-factions. The Adams Oshiomhole and Bola Tinubu, who is the national leader of the party and a former governor of Lagos State, faction is one. The El Rufai, who is the governor of Kaduna State, Amici, who is the minister of transportation, Badaru, the governor of Jigawa State, and others is another. The presidency itself is one faction. The presidency faction is divided into 3 sub-factions with 3 different people sponsoring them. Technically, before the death of Chief of Staff Abba Kyari, it used to be 5 sub-factions. I saw this coming. He added that wisdom is needed to rock the party. Factions in APC might break it to pieces if that's credited to Alhaji Buba Galadima. You can take the full story from the Vanguard newspaper.
Still reading from the Punch newspaper. 632 fail bar exams, say law school. 5 graduating students of the Nigerian Law School have made first class, while 632 of the students failed the bar final examinations. The Director General of the school, Professor Isa Chiroma, SAN, has said. Chiroma said in a statement on Sunday that the Council of Legal Education had a virtual meeting for the consideration and approval of the release of the results of the final examinations conducted in January this year. He said the 5 first-class students placed under the category of outstanding performance constituted 0.2% of the 2,515 students who sat the examinations. He said the 632 who failed were 25.12% of the grand total of students. 632 fail bar exams, say law school. For full details of this, you can check it on the page 8 of the Punch newspaper.
A whole number of over 600 filling the bar. My lord, I wish them they can check it again. Gunmen killed 2, abduct APC chieftain, 9 others in Katsina. Chairman of the All Progressive Congress APC in Matazu local government area of Katsina State, Alhaji Yusau Disi, was reportedly abducted alongside 9 others by gunmen in different attacks across the state. This came as suspected headsmen Saturday night in Asaba Delta State capital kidnapped the chairman of Nigeria Labour Congress NLC in the state, Goodluck Ofoburuku. In Katsina, the bandits also reportedly killed 1 Nuru Lawal at Kandawa village and 1 Aminu Mai Unguwa at Danalaj village in Batsari local government area of the state last Thursday. At Matazu, the gunmen were said to have targeted the APC chairman in the local government on Saturday, but they, however, kidnapped 2 other residents of the town with him. At Wuma in Kofi local government area of the state, 4 ladies, including a 5-year-old whose mother fled her home when the gunmen struck, were kidnapped on Saturday. Gunmen killed 2, abduct APC chieftain, 9 others in Katsina. You can get full details from the Vanguard newspaper. Grace, I think it's about time we need to go. I can see Yuburu is beginning to signal to us. Thank you for being there with us on Yesma Radio, the First Media Academy Radio. We'll be here again tomorrow, God willing, on another edition of the program from the newspapers. Next will be Ere Daraya with Shola Ayegba Jeje. A big thank you to Afolabi, Biodun, and Rashidat, who has been there. My name is Olatunde Idowu. And I am Inioluwa Akitayo. Good morning.
catch the vibes and get the feeling. Yes, Media Academy Radio.
Where hit music lives.
Feel the vibes.
When your music rocks and your station rocks.
That's